Congratulations. You are brave enough to be lying here. Call this your emotional mojo wake-up call. Every one of us is dying, our clock is ticking, and we want you to make the most out of this life, to live every moment and follow your dreams. But for most of us, we get into a routine, a rut, and we're only reminded just how valuable life is after something frightening happens. It could be a near-death experience like a car accident. And then for a brief moment, we value our life, value just living. But that feeling eventually fades and we drift back into our day-to-day routines. But as we're about to show you, some people can't go back. And if they had your time, they would cherish every last moment.
Hi, I'm Debbie, and I'm fighting stage 4 breast cancer. And someday I will be right where you are right now. I called my husband, and he was on a trip, and I told him he needed to come home. And we found out, we found out the following week that it was breast cancer that had come back. So it was really kind of a surprise because the chance of it coming back was something like 3% or something. It was really, really low. So I've been dealing with stage 4 breast cancer since January of 2012. And I call it a step process, like the 12-step process, because you will at some point succumb to the disease. So I'm just trying to enjoy the days I've got. I try not to think about it as much as I can. I try to think of what I can do that's fun, because I want to enjoy the time I've got, not let the cancer dictate my life. I'm really blessed because I have now 4 grandchildren, 3 girls and a boy, and I get to see them. You know, we live in a beautiful world. Life hands out lots of different things to lots of different people. And some are good and some are bad. And I think it's how you deal that hand, how you play that hand, that makes us the people we are today. And I know people a lot worse off than I am. And, you know, I'm just lucky I've got this time that I've got, you know.
I think I used to get caught up more in the world and in stuff. I pretty much had it all. He was an entrepreneur, I was an entrepreneur, we were very busy in our businesses. We had our 2 children and life was really good. And I'll never forget the day, it was a Saturday. I was sitting on the couch in his hospital room and we were just joking and talking and laughing, and the on-call doctor, because it was a Saturday, came in and sat down on the bed and said, "I'm afraid I have some bad news." And my heart just sank. My kids were 2 and 4 when he was diagnosed, and I lost it. And I remember him taking my hand and saying, "Whatever happens is God's will, and we need to accept that." And I said, "But I don't want you to die. I don't want to lose you. I know this isn't fair." And he just said, "Whatever happens, we're going to be okay. Whether I live or die, we're going to be okay." He died at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the kids were at school, at daycare. And it was just like a regular Tuesday to everybody else in the world. And I went and I picked up the boys at 4 o'clock and I brought them home and we sat on the couch in the family room. And I said, "Your daddy died today. I miss the closeness. I miss him holding the boys and laughing with the boys and joking with the boys and just loving." The boys like to go and get helium balloons. We go to the grave and we'll talk to Daddy a little bit and then release the balloons up to the sky, and they like to watch the balloons go up to heaven to Daddy. You have to live without the fear that you're going to lose. I would never give back the 8 years that we were married and almost 10 years that I knew him just because he's gone.
How are you feeling right now? I know that was intense. For whatever reason, you decided to follow through with this experience. And my guess is you're probably feeling a flood of emotions right now. But I have some good news for you. You get up from this experience and move forward with your life. You get to decide how the story plays out from here. One of my favorite sayings is, "Don't fear death, fear the unlived life." And I think more than anything after watching these stories is that we have a responsibility to live the very best life we can. Now, if you're like me, after seeing these stories, you might be feeling some regret. You might be feeling bad about things you said you wanted to do or the person you wanted to become. But somewhere along the lines, life got busy. Life got hard. I know, I've been there. But I want to let you in on a little secret. We don't have to feel bad about choices we've made in the past. We can let those go. They're in the past. They're done. All we can do right here, right now, in this moment, is choose again. We get to decide how we want our life to play out moving forward. Embrace that power. So before you get up from this experience, I want to leave you with 3 wishes. Number 1, I wish for you courage. I wish for you the courage to become the person you know you're capable of becoming. We need you. Be bold, be brave, be courageous. Go make a difference. Number 2, I wish for your curiosity. If you've ever watched a child experience the world, you know they live with wonderment and curiosity. Everything is amazing. And somewhere along the lines, we stopped being amazed. We stopped looking at the stars. We stopped looking at the flowers. We stopped looking at each other. Fill your life with wonderment again. There is unspeakable beauty everywhere in this world, but we have to be curious enough to look for it. And finally, I wish for you commitment. This moment right now could change the rest of your life if you make the commitment to not let it drift by. Don't miss the moment. Make one intentional choice right now to do something different. It doesn't even have to be a big choice. It can be a small one. Make one small intentional choice to become the person you've always wanted to be, to live the life that you've always wanted to live. Because trust me, the world is waiting for you. In the words of Walt Whitman, that you are here, that life exists, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse.